Hi guys, it's Toya here, back with another video for you. And this week I have a printed question from someone who saw my last video, which was hashtag I quit. And in that video, I spoke about what were the best ways for you to move on from a job without burning a bridge. And so this person said to me that they have been doing some of the things that I recommended, including speaking to their manager. And they sent out their resume and they got the opportunity with an interview, but they were unsuccessful and they're not sure what they're doing wrong. Do you have any advice? And I do have some advice for those of you who are seeking jobs. I'm going to keep it really simple and I'm going to break it down into the 5 reasons why you may not be getting hired. Number 1 would be that your resume and your cover letter, they suck. There's just no simple way to put it. They're not good. If you're not getting a call, or if you get a call but you're not acing the interview, one of the things that could be working against you are your resume and your cover letter. Now, studies show that most hiring managers, they don't spend a lot of time looking at resumes. If you think about these people's job, they probably get a lot of these every day. So you need to make sure the one you send in is top notch. And there are really simple things you can do to make sure that they're top notch. And I'll start with the most obvious one, which is please don't pad up your resume with pages and pages of things that have nothing to do with the job you're applying for. Keep the stories about what happened to you in primary school and how great you were in kindergarten. Keep those for your mother. Save it for someone who cares. The only thing a hiring manager cares about is what do you know that fits what I need. Keep it very simple, keep it very straight to the point, and make sure your cover letter is very clean and concise. Now, if you don't know how to do that or whether yours is top notch, I would recommend for anybody who's really serious about their career that they hire somebody to vet it, review it, make sure that it's up to scratch, and so that it sets you apart from any other applicant. That would be number 1. Number 2. Let me just say before I move on to number 2, I know it's controversial to say that you hire somebody to help you to make money, but think about all the other things you spend money on just for fun. There is no better investment you could ever make in life than an investment in yourself. So before you say, I would never hire a coach or I would never hire somebody to review my resume, think about how much money you're leaving on the table when you don't take the time to position yourself for ultimate success. No excuses. If you want the best job, if you want to pull in the biggest bucks, if you want to position yourself for promotions, you need to make sure that what you're bringing to the table when you go into any organization cannot be matched by anybody else who's coming through the door either before you or after you. That's number 1. Number 2, so I started with number 1 being your cover letter sucks. Number 2, your cover letter is great, your interview skills suck. Now, I know that when you go into an interview, it's a nerve-wracking process. You're going to be seeing someone who has something you want, so you're like, my God, here they are across the table from me asking me all these questions, and I'm so nervous because I'm not a great public speaker and I'm going to speak very softly and whatever. All that is working against you. This is no time for you to be shy and introverted. This is a time for you to sell, sell, sell. Position yourself to be a winner. And there's very simple skills you can learn to do. You can teach yourself how to stand out in an interview. You need to, number 1, practice. There are standard questions that come in every single interview that you go into. Something as simple as what are your strengths and what are your non-strengths? You need to know the answer to that before you go into an interview. And as a matter of fact, I would dare say you need to have at least 3 answers to every question that you know is coming, because without fail, the interviewer is going to ask you something, and then depending on what you say, they're going to follow it up with something else. You need to be on the ball and able to answer those questions and really present yourself like the star you are. Now, I know it doesn't come naturally, like I said, but you can practice it. So before you go into an interview, take the time to practice what you're going to say, practice the answers, and also work on your emotional intelligence. This is something that's very key. You need to be able to read the room. You need to be looking at the person that's speaking to you and seeing whether they're smiling and nodding, or if they're looking off and they're looking down at the paper and they're disinterested. That's a cue to you that you need to switch it up, bring something else out, and see if you can reel them back in. You have an opportunity there. You've got their full attention. You want the job. But also remember, in that moment that you want the job, they also want the best candidate. You need to show them that they want you. So essentially, when you're in there, pull all the stops out. Really go for it. And if you're not pulling out all the stops, somebody else is going to come in and take what you want from you. And we don't want that. So always make sure that you master and brush up your interview skills. The third reason why you may not be getting the job is that you are not clear about what the company pain is and who the company is that you're applying to. Now, every company is going to put out a generic ad in the paper, vacancy for XYZ role. How hard is it for you to then go and Google the company and find out who they are? How long have they been around? Where are they positioned in the industry? Are they a leader? Are they a sleeping giant? Do they need innovative people on board? Do they need people who have certain skill sets that you've got? You need to know what that company needs. And as a matter of fact, you need to have a clear idea of where they're positioned in the industry so that when you go in there, you speak at least with some level of knowledge so that they're like, damn, that person actually took the time to know something about us, know who our competition is, know where we stand in the region, for argument's sake, or in the world, and where we want to get to. And they have a clear idea, or at least a couple suggestions about how we could do it. Those are the kind of people that people want on their teams. No, it's a very underused term right now, but it's something a lot of you need to familiarize yourself with. And it is the concept of a knowledge-based industry. Knowledge-based industries essentially speaks to the mindset surrounding people who are more entrepreneurial in the way that they live their lives and how they work. Those type of skills are the skills that most companies are looking for now. They're looking for, like I said before, people who are problem solvers, people who are innovative, people who are, radical thinkers, people who are disruptors. You don't want in your company now a bunch of yes men. Long gone are the days when people only wanted you to come in, clock in, and do what they say to do. They want people who have ideas. They want people who are coming to challenge the status quo. If you're going to be a standout employee to a company, you're going to need to position yourself as somebody with a brain that works, that doesn't just take input, that also has an opinion, has a voice, and has something to contribute, so that's a big skill set that you need to work on. So it is knowledge-based industries. Google it, learn about it, and position yourself to be a winner. Now, number 4, you're clear on your strengths or you're not clear on your not strengths. They're going to ask you that question in every interview. They're going to say to you, what are you great at? What are you not so great at? Give me an example of when you managed to handle this issue, or give me an example of when you were able to think on your feet, blah, blah. They are looking for people who are going to show them their human side and show them that they're going to be somebody who can fit into the company culture. And, I use that phrase a lot, but really it's true. Nobody wants somebody who's coming in and who is going to stick out like a sore thumb. They're looking for people who can vibe with it, can roll with it, and help them to go where they want to go. And you need to be clear on exactly who you are and sell yourself to the hiring manager so they'll be like, yes, I want you. Now, the last thing, and maybe in terms of how it's ranked, it might be the most important thing, you do not follow up. You're not getting the job because you did not pick up the phone. You did not send an email to say, thank you for your time. Thank you for seeing me. Let's say they told you that they were going in a different direction. They chose somebody else. Say thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you, and I wish you all the very best. You never know. Maybe the person that they hired, it doesn't work out. And then they loop back and they think about the other people who interviewed. And they're going to remember the person who was very gracious. They're going to remember the person who knew how to do just something that's simple courtesy could be something that sets you apart. So never, ever, ever discount manners and, just common courtesy. Say thank you, send a follow-up email, and close the loop on the entire transaction. Those are 5 things for you to think about in terms of when you're doing your job search. I hope that this was helpful for somebody else, including the young lady who reached out to me. And if you have any questions, I am enjoying doing this type of video. So just send me an email or, follow me on Instagram and send me a DM and ask me anything. And maybe I'll make a video about it and we'll talk about it together. So until next week, Thursday, when I send my new video up, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.